So,
Wow. Hoop, chill with that mic, bud.
try to my ear, man. Relax. Turn that down a little bit, maybe.
I didn't even have the mic on, dude, so it turned me down.
Turn me down.
Turn me
Usually
down.
people are telling you turn me up. You're saying turn me down.
Turn me down.
So,
We're chooping it up.
who?
Episode 6.
Who?
Yeah.
He's got every number.
What's going on in the baseball world, bud?
Nothing,
But
man.
don't even start about the baseball world. Not in a good mood right now about baseball.
Who? You or who?
No, we'll tell.
Me about hoop.
Different.
This is
What did I miss? Oh my God, this is awesome.
Yeah, this is gonna be off the show content. We'll talk
Off
about
the
this
show.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
So we'll stick on.
There may
Well,
be.
we need
may-
Jack to start about basketball, but
There may
before
be
Jack tunes in and just
legal ramifications for my misstep.
Hooper's coaching for free this year.
way to go, congrats, bud. Way to donate your time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yo,
He's donating there.
we've had this same saying for a long time here at Choop Sports. It's for the kids, man. It's for the kids.
It's for the kids.
For the kids.
Before Jack gets on here and just completely drowns us all out, what are your guys' thoughts about Sweet 16 Elite 8?
Wait. Before we get into basketball,
we still got something else before basketball.
Yeah, I want to
wow.
say. I mean, I feel like I don't know about you guys. I feel like the show has been just doing great. We've been getting an audience. It's growing and growing and growing. I
These
figure
people in Texas are really loving us.
I figure as we start to John Runko, our new biggest fan, shout out Runks. I figure as we
Runko
started
wants
to
a T-shirt.
I figure I can't hear you on my ear. Say something.
Runko wants a T-shirt.
Can you hear him?
I can hear him a little bit.
I can hear him talking right next to me.
I'm on, man.
He's on, like it's going on.
Okay,
over
maybe.
here.
All right, maybe.
How about now?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
But I figure as we progressed and as this show starts to get bigger, like, where we record this thing would obviously progress.
Right.
And now we're in this undisclosed location. We have taken a giant step backwards.
I thought we took a giant step forward.
No,
Yeah.
giant step backwards.
We've moved,
yeah.
we've moved on up.
It's
you can't.
now-
Yeah,
we're up
we
higher.
definitely moved up.
We
We
did,
definitely
yeah.
moved up.
Yeah. Now, and we have some friends. Now it's not just Matt, Tom, and myself in the recording studio. We have a million dead flies around too. Like we can't be in here longer than an hour because someone might come down with some sort of disease.
Malaria.
Yeah.
Corona's out
Oh, my
out the
God.
door. We're gonna catch something new pretty soon.
What was that city in Florida?
I don't know. I wonder if that guy got that penicillin yet. No. Tom, do you have something, man, that you want to pitch?
Oh
before
yeah,
we-
big news!
yeah.
Big news! We're finally sponsored.
What?
We've got a big,
It looks like it. If you saw what we're seeing, it looks like we're sponsored.
big corporate sponsorship.
Bye.
G&M Snack Bar.
Oh my God.
You know Grasso,
Yeah.
my buddy Grasso, G&M Snack Bar down the Southside Bowling
Oh,
Lanes.
okay.
Check 'em out.
He's
Oh, this is awesome.
Fantastic.
proud
Breakfast.
sponsor of the Chooping Up podcast.
Making moves.
Fantastic breakfast sandwiches.
Grasso,
Go buy one.
Great food.
Go buy two.
570-342-1835.
Tell them chooping it up, sent you.
lot of good things on the menu.
We need a special.
You could if we get
that's
enough.
A good idea.
If
That'd be
we get
awesome,
if we get enough, because if you go through the menu, there are some items on his menu that he's named after people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe we can get our
Would
own
we get
little
to pick it, or
something
would he
on
just
there.
be like, "Hey, this is the new item. I'll name it after you guys"?
Well, it has to be good. I feel like it has to
Yeah.
be, we have to come in there with
because
like
we're pretty
something.
good. We have
Yeah.
we have 22 listeners now.
Right.
An audience of 22.
We're pretty good.
You know what I mean?
Dude, what's up with the hair? Were you running before this?
You
or
see
just
how
the
it's raining?
I don't know. I'm just curious. I
Yeah,
wasn't sure
no,
if you were doing something before this.
Yeah, that field when it started downpouring, I was on it.
Oh, okay.
Practicing for
Okay.
free, of course. Obviously for the kids.
I
Hashtag.
can't wait to hear about this.
Hashtag for the kids.
You can keep saying for the kids.
For
too.
the brand.
It's not making things any better.
Okay, let's start. All right, basketball now.
Yeah,
Before Jack.
basketball.
Basketball Elite 8, or no, Sweet 16
Head
Elite
into the
8.
Final Four.
We got Baylor playing Houston and Gonzaga playing UCLA. UCLA looks like the hottest team in college basketball right now, starting from the
too.
first four to the final four.
Every time they take the floor, I'm thinking,
There's no-
tonight's
no-
night.
yeah.
Tonight's it.
And then all of a sudden they prove you wrong.
Yeah.
They proved me wrong. I had
It was
well
the first night.
they
Michigan
covered for me
State.
though.
Yeah.
Michigan State was going to be. They took
Yeah.
that game went to overtime.
That was the team that we thought was going to make that little run, like that Tom Izzo team making that run. But now
Right.
it's UCLA.
Yeah.
We were talking about it before, me and Tom. Like yesterday was supposed to be the game that Gonzaga, like, USC is going to give them a game, and then
Yeah.
Gonzaga blows them off the floor. I'm sure everyone's going to think that Gonzaga's going to blow UCLA off the
And
floor.
now UCLA is the team to
UCLA's
give them a
give them a
run.
game. Yeah, I don't know
It's
if they're
not gonna
going to
be
beat.
a
I
double.
don't think they're,
UCLA to cover.
what's the
Wow,
spread?
I like that.
Don't matter.
The spread might be
I like that a lot, too.
18.
Right.
Well, that's what
I'm
it's
saying.
been.
18, yeah,
That's what
I'll
I'm saying.
take it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What would you say if the spread's over? What would you take? Like
Over
how high would
15.
Oh yeah, I like
Over
that.
15.
I'd even probably consider like 13 and a half.
I don't know, 15.
I was-
Gonzaga just gets like on these runs, and they just
right.
get so hot.
Yeah.
Like it scares me about
That
them.
was a great in-game bet I
Below-
had
yeah.
last night, though.
Below 15, I'd be
Yeah.
nervous about
Well,
it.
exactly.
Yeah, well, you told me I was crazy last night for getting in-game taking USC plus 21 and a half.
No, I thought that was awesome. I didn't
was
know
like-
it got to that point.
No, it was like still early in the second half. It was like
You could make-
15.
You can make a killing on live betting if
Yeah.
you're
You could
paying
also-
attention. And
If you're really like watching the game and
Yeah.
you're seeing what
Momentum
the
and
all the-
stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You could also probably lose your buttocks.
yes, I've done that a couple times. I've been on both sides of that.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Has Gonzaga proven anything yet to you guys? I know
Best-
Tom, you're still not really sold on them yet, but Hoop, how about you?
Best team in basketball.
You think so?
Easily. Best team left.
Best offensive team left. I have to give them that.
Okay, yeah, I'm not going to say that they can compete with the other side of the bracket
But-
defensively, but I think they could beat.
They look like they're starting to get better defensively. It looks like they're becoming a little bit stronger, that they're getting a little bit more defensive-minded, I guess. They really want to shut people down instead of just running the score up on them.
Right.
But I don't know. I want to see them play Baylor. I'm not going to lie. I want to see what Baylor can do defensively against them. We kind of talked about
Yes.
it a little bit, like defensive pressure, like their bigs can kind of match up with Timmy. And
Tom's favorite player.
Yeah.
Tommy's favorite player is Timmy.
I'll tell you what,
Still not working. Hoop.
he's a very awkward player, but for some reason he makes it work, man. He does.
He does. He's that sneaky good guy. That,
Yeah, you wouldn't think.
yeah,
You're looking
get
at him. You're
that's
like,
very
"There's no way
productive.
this guy's gonna
Yeah.
give you 20." All of a sudden, you look up at the scoreboard. He has 25 and 12.
So that makes sense why you said that. I'm like, we're gone are the days of Gonzaga being led by a guy like Adam Morrison, because now it's what's his name?
Suggs.
Yeah.
Oh, I love him, man.
Yeah.
Freshman.
Yeah. yeah.
He's gone,
reminds
right?
me-
a lot.
He's
gone.
not as explosive.
He's going,
as,
right?
He's going.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he has
He's
to.
a top 3 pick.
But he's not as explosive as a Derrick Rose, but he reminds me a lot of Derrick Rose and his athleticism. But I think he's a better passer than Derrick Rose and his ability to see the court already.
But it's like, but you had an element like that, because back in the day, that was my favorite time of basketball, when it was like Morrison and Reddick battling it out for National Player of the Year. But Gonzaga was so good, and then they lose in like the Sweet 16.
Yeah, right.
But like Suggs is like a player, like gonna go to the next level, gonna be
Yes.
good.
Yes.
Whereas Morrison fizzled out. This Timmy fella probably not gonna like.
Well, it just
He
comes
might be a
back
role
to how-
player.
It just comes back to how important your point guard is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know,
right.
and where how carrying you into
Look at
into a
Houston
title.
talking about point guards. That
Yeah.
I forget his name, number 3. He is phenomenal.
Oh, you said that in the text.
He
Giroux or Gerard
Gerard or something. I'm gonna Google him right now. But his leadership, not so much about his scoring, but his leadership on the court and his defensive ability of staying in front of people and just bothering them defense is top tier.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I think this Houston Baylor game is going to be a absolute battle.
Yeah.
And
This is gonna be like, if you like defense, this is gonna be your
Right.
game.
and whoever comes out of that just because of that defense is going to give Gonzaga a run for their money. I'm not saying Gonzaga's not going to pull this off, but
Giroux.
You're hoping that they don't.
Yes,
Giroux.
absolutely. Hoping not, but their the matchup is going to be difficult for them.
Yeah. That's another one though. Whatever the over under is, I'm looking at like if it's
Way under.
120 under.
Pounding the under.
Because that strikes me as a game that might be like 56-48.
Baylor,
something
Houston?
Like that. Yeah.
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 Because they're two defensive-minded teams,
Mm-hmm.
so they don't really want to let you get out and score. And I think that's the thing about Gonzaga, too. Like, they love to get out and run. That's the biggest thing. If you can keep them out of transition, you take away half of their points in the paint right there.
Yeah.
I noticed this round, because we talked about it. Did you seamless transition last week? By the way, I'm gonna pat myself on the back.
He did a nice job.
But
He did.
we talked about it like it just seems like offensively, because of how basketball is, it's screen and roll, a lot of dribbles. People couldn't figure out how to handle the zone.
Right.
How many more teams did you see just
Oh,
like changing it up and going to
unbelievably.
a zone?
You saw Villanova go to it.
Yeah.
You saw
Oregon State.
Oregon State. You saw a bunch of teams going zone just to change up the tempo and the rhythm of the other team, and I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, that's credit to coaches being good coaches though, and seeing what teams are getting used to and trying to change it up on them also.
Who Houston beat Syracuse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, they were like, I was watching that game and I'm like, I feel like
But
I
Houston-
bet Syracuse. Syracuse's zone isn't like it's such a lazy zone. It was almost like people just.
I don't
couldn't.
even think it was a lazy zone as much as it was Houston's ability to get to the boards. They were crushing the offensive boards and
they
just
were
getting themselves second
they were
and
also
third.
getting it to the high post though. Like whereas the teams that Syracuse played before that were like, it's like they don't realize how you beat a zone. Like, nah, we don't want to
Right.
get to the high post. We're just gonna swing it around the perimeter and shoot an awful three.
Hope
Right.
to God something goes in, right?
Yeah. Syracuse's zone, when you get the ball in the middle of the high post there, you got to turn and face and go one-on-one on that middle guy.
Right.
You know, because of the way they really go. To me, it's almost more of a 4-1. You know, 4-around-1 zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way they extend those bottom two guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it really frees up both of your blocks and being able to go one-on-one. And sometimes, especially in these matchups, you got Dolage, right?
Yeah.
That's playing in the middle of that. You know, he's good, but he's not as physically
Gifted as some
gifted
guys.
as these guys. You know,
Right.
Yeah, that was it.
Houston.
They had that. They had the other dude. I can't think of his name off the bench. The 6'11" dude who when
Oh,
he
yeah.
he went
came
in there.
and played well.
Yeah.
For a little bit. Yeah.
But it was just that they were making him make a decision. Like he would just kind of stand in between whoever was at the high post and whoever was
Yeah.
running short corner and be like, "All right, I'll let you shoot it."
Right. He was just a liability on the offensive end for them. He
yeah.
couldn't
Yeah.
get anything going.
What time is it? Jack probably got his dinner at 7:22.
What do you think? What do you think he got?
I don't know.
Meatballs, like a meatball hoagie.
We're gonna have to tell Jack to call G&M's.
Have
I don't know if he delivers down to Philly. We'll have to see what
dry
he does.
ice.
Huh? Dry ice.
Ship out a couple
Some
bacon, egg, and cheesers.
Par-baked pizzas.
Yeah.
How sick do you think he is about the Michigan loss, though?
Oh, he's gonna blame me somehow.
He was definitely ruined all day today. poor guy.
I don't think it helped that I started off the day with him texting him about me waking up to a nice parlay hit, too.
Oh, I didn't even get that one.
I won a
on
survivor
what?
pool. I won that survivor pool
Yeah,
that he
that's
was
awesome.
What
running.
was the parlay at?
I took Gonzaga plus or down minus 18 or whatever it was they had, and I took UCLA plus 6.5, and they won, so I hit both. It's nice. Nice way to wake up.
Dang.
I woke up last night on the couch with 30 seconds to go in the game. UCLA up 1.
Oh, speaking of the games last night, did you see the ref pass out?
Yeah.
How
I
scary
showed-
was that?
I showed him
Yeah.
the video. Yeah, that was nuts.
Wild.
I thought it was more insane that they kept him in the hotel. They didn't send him to the hospital after. They
Yeah.
was talking about it like,
Well, they said later on in the night they ended up taking him.
oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
But
Okay.
they still haven't said what caused it or what his issue was. Yeah, that was nuts. There was a video. Somebody had a video. I don't know where I saw it, but of him kind of wobbling the possession before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like now obviously at the time
Nobody's like really paying
you
attention.
weren't really
to
paying
him.
attention, but
right.
knowing what had happened minutes later, you're
You would've-
looking. He's like, he looked like
Something's wrong.
he looked like Tyson hit him in the face. He was on the ropes. Like that's the way he was wobbling down in that corner of the
Prime
the floor.
Tyson. Prime Tyson.
Prime Tyson. Right?
Not the Tyson that came back and fought Lennox Lewis.
No,
I still want to take a punch from him right now, though.
No, not now. No,
I'm just saying.
at any time.
not now. Yeah, you're right. I just sent a text to our guest. Someone's gonna have to break the news to him that his time on the podcast
This might
is
be his
winding
last.
down.
This might be his last appearance.
No, he's gonna be sick about
He's-
that too.
I think,
So-
I think he already thinks he bought stock into this.
He's getting a cut of that
It's like-
G&M.
right.
It's like Bitcoin. He's just in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you gonna be the one, Matt, to really let him have it when he answers the phone about Michigan? Just someone's gotta.
Oh, you want
Oh,
me to
just
just
Someone's
be
about
gotta.
Michigan.
Someone's gotta push that knife in.
Oh,
just a
you want
little
me to
bit.
push it
oh,
in?
yeah. Someone has to.
Yeah, if you want me to.
Okay.
I won't
What,
say no.
what is it?
Oh wait, he said give him 10. He's eating dinner.
Of course.
Should we just call him anyway and be like, bud,
Yeah.
you're done eating dinner?
Yeah.
now."
Hashtag hail. Hashtag hail Michigan. Ask him if he's having a Wolverine burger.
No, ask him.
Some amazing blue fries.
Oh,
I feel like this
before he
is-
comes on, Tom, some big news in IU, huh?
Well-
yeah, Coach Woodson.
I was gonna ask you, but I figure he's definitely gonna ask you. We'll just tell him we covered it already.
Yeah, because you know he's already going to talk for like
Yeah.
3 hours as it is.
It's gonna be dark from our undisclosed location when we get out of here. I'm gonna trip going down the steps.
By the time he's done talking, I have to go to work tomorrow. Back on the turnpike.
Phone call. I don't know who it is.
Yeah, let that one go to voicemail. That might be the call about, the issue.
Yeah, no.
The reason I'm coaching for free.
That better not be the issue.
Let me check that number again. That's what I
No,
got.
I have his number in my phone.
Oh, okay, perfect then. All right.
Oh, bud.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Listen, I didn't think anything of it until.
What did you
That's what every story
do?
starts with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you have to go visit somebody in jail. I didn't think it was okay. I didn't think it was that bad of an idea.
Yeah.
The next thing you know, I'm knocking on the glass.
That was a good knee crack.
Hey, Hoop, how's everything going, bud?
Hey, ask him. For my hour a week, you think you could let my two friends send a headset through the glass so we could record our podcast?
Instead of
Big things.
Instead of conjugals, he just wants animal crackers.
Oh, my God.
That was a good one.
Oh, smokes.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
so you're Indiana,
Oh.
Mike Woodson, yeah.
The Hoosiers.
And they also, who was the other guy? You said
Thad Matta.
No,
Thad
Thad
Matta.
Matta. Larry Brown.
Larry Brown.
Yeah, Larry Brown.
What
Since
happened?
that
Wait,
happened.
I'm thinking of Larry Brown. Is Larry Brown?
Larry Brown,
was
76ers.
76ers.
Yeah.
Larry
He
Brown.
was the
Larry Brown.
Larry
coached
Brown,
Allen
the Knicks.
Iverson.
The
Correct.
Knicks,
Yeah,
Larry
okay,
Brown.
okay.
The
Pistons.
Pistons, world champion
Pistons, world champ Pistons.
Wow, that's a
happened?
lot of
a great get if he could get it.
experience
Yeah.
that you have on that bench.
I thought.
Non-recruiting position.
Yeah, what?
Oh wow, that's good for him.
When did
Just
he-
stay in town and
Yeah.
coach.
When did he?
Get out of it?
Yeah, right. Because he was just at SMU. How long ago was that? And he had SMU like good.
2018.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So what
16,
happened? Did he
18,
just
I
like
think it was there.
retire?
I don't know. I think
Maybe
so.
he just needed to step away.
Well, Larry Brown's got to be pretty.
He's 80 years old, I think.
Okay, yeah, he's got to
Yeah.
be pretty old.
Yeah.
Good coach.
Yeah, but I think he's in the right position.
Oh,
of being,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
That assistant.
Yeah,
Yeah, it makes
right,
sense.
right.
Not having
Like, I don't
to
wanna-
travel.
yeah.
Just be with the team basically.
I just want to coach basketball.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Do you like the signing?
Yes. Yeah, I do.
Do you
I
think he's the type of guy that can kind of bring that fire back into IU a little bit?
He could. He checks the boxes. I mean, he's getting hammered here and there.
Mike Woodson, by the way,
not
people.
coaching college basketball, and he's been in the league for 25 years.
He coached
coaching
the
the NBA.
Hawks,
Yeah,
right?
You could coach basketball.
The Hawks at some point.
He had
Hawks,
yeah,
Knicks.
That was his first head job. Then he went to the Knicks.
Um,
Then he was bouncing back and forth, and then he's just recently with the Knicks back as an assistant under
Right.
Thibodeau.
Again, if we didn't mention this, folks, Mike Woodson,
Mike
big
Woodson.
Indiana basketball coach hire.
Yep.
So we can put this on YouTube.
then under
Clip it.
Tibbs, you got to get some good defensive schemes and philosophies from him. So he's got to be bringing some really good things coming into IU.
Yeah, I think what he's going to do on the floor is going to be really good, and what he provides off the floor. I mean, it was within hours, and there was a social media statement by Coach Knight already. You
Really?
know,
Can I turn those on or no?
downstairs.
Oh God, those light switches don't work.
Nope.
Okay, all right.
But
Okay, they're just there for show.
but Coach Knight made a statement supporting them, and
Now,
made,
was he-
made the statement that he's the guy to lead our program.
Yeah.
So
Now, was he ever a part of Coach Knight at all?
yeah, he played for him.
He played for him. Okay.
He played for him in the early 80s. Actually, late 70s, early 80s. I think he came into IU right after the 76 team won the title.
Okay.
So he came in the fall of 76, and he played through 1980, right before Isaiah won the title in 81. So he's right in between those two championship years there.
Yeah. So he has a lot of experience.
Yeah, I was fired up. I had goosebumps naturally, but he comes right out in his press conference. He hits everybody straight in the throat with Indiana basketball is Coach Bob Knight. Coach Bob Knight is Indiana basketball. There's no arguing this. Like,
Nah.
he's the reason we're
Got
all
me
here.
having goosebumps right now. Got me fired up.
It was an excellent way to win the press conference.
Right.
But he's committed to bringing guys back, and there's a concerted effort in getting the Coach Knight guys, but also the post Coach Knight guys.
That's my question. That's my next question. Like,
back in at games,
right?
Getting those guys sitting behind the bench again and around the current kids.
Who does he surround himself with other than Larry Brown? Like you were saying, like kind of like Coach Knight guys. Do you go and get like
I think
IU staff, or do you kind of pick and choose a
I
little bit?
think he might come out and get maybe one or two guys, but really still surround himself basketball wise.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's done. They have Coach Mata now in an administrative role, Coach Brown, and then Mike Roberts, who was a player there when I was there, was just on Archie's staff, and he got retained as part of the transition team.
So he must be doing something
so
right.
He may continue on Coach Woodson's staff. If you get one more IU guy. There's the talk about Fife. There's the talk about Calvert Chaney. There's the talk about Michael Lewis out at UCLA.
Your boy Fife.
So those guys coming in. But I think honestly, it's not as much as having those guys on the bench, but having them back in the arena, having them back at practice,
that
having
atmosphere,
them,
that attitude.
It's been lost, and it's he's the guy for it. He's a quiet guy. He's some are hitting him that he's low energy, and he's just a calm, cool, collected guy.
Right.
Holds people accountable, and Dockich. I was listening to Dockich, and how do you coach in the NBA for 25 years if you don't have energy?
Right.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Absolutely.
The guy could coach. So, I'm thrilled with it. I think
it's going to get guys in there just because he had all that NBA experience. So guys that are trying to go to the NBA are like, well, he knows what it takes.
Yeah, and here's the thing. He was on an interview yesterday with Don Fisher, who's basically the radio broadcast guy for football and basketball at Indiana. And he was asking him about the offense, the defense, what's he excited about?
Things like that.
What's he going to do? Just, all your basic questions you would ask of a new coach coming in a program. And, you asked about the developmental side of things and what does he expect from this roster of kids that he's going to have coming back hopefully here, and where his expectations would be a year from now.
Right.
And, and he went back onto the developmental aspect of things, and he went right to Trace Jackson Davis. And myself, I'm not.
You're not sold on him
I'm
at
not.
all.
Yeah, I'm not sold on him.
You're not.
But the kid could play, and Coach Woodson said like he's averaged 20 a game in the Big Ten. Like that's nothing to discredit.
Right.
You could do that. It doesn't matter what school you're at. It's not easy to score 20 a night in the Big Ten. But the first thing he said, he held it up, and he said, the kid's got to get a right hand.
Oh, you must have loved him right then and
that
there.
is what goes right through me with him is,
Yeah.
Okay, when you come in as a freshman, and that's what you're going to, you've never developed it in high school because you were a McDonald's All-American. You were Indiana Mr. Basketball.
A right hand.
You didn't need it. So you get that pass as a freshman.
Right.
You can't come in as a sophomore
and still not have
a
right hand.
Can't you didn't do anything with your right hand the whole year. And he's been contemplating going to the league. How are you going to play in the NBA with one hand?
There's only
that you can't go to your right hand.
Just going like.
He's not a physically dominant kid.
Like that's exactly what I mean. Zion's is physically dominant, and he can out-jump.
He can
anybody.
go to that shoulder and go to whatever hand.
You can't beat Zion going to his left hand. Like he's gonna figure out a way. You're not Zion. Like you're gonna need a right hand where you can out-maneuver or have the fundamentals where you can score with your left or right.
Right.
Like that's got to be something good though that Coach Woodson can do. Like can literally bring him in and be like, hey, you go to the NBA without a right hand. Like I think it's going to be in your best interest to come back for one more year, really work on developing the right and really improve that draft stock.
And that's what he said in that interview with Don Fisher was, my sell to the kid was, but I need you here because you're that good. I need you to help me with this program. but in exchange, I'm going to help you get better
You'll become an NBA type
and be
player.
more prepared a year
Yeah.
from now to play in the NBA.
Like I've sat through NBA practices for 25 years. Like I know what it. Like I can see it. Yeah.
I mean, the list of guys that he's coached from Carmelo all the way down is just,
Oh yeah, right.
I think he can handle
Yeah. So
the 12 and 17 Hoosiers, like
yeah,
and develop them where they need to be.
you're the insider. You keep up to date on this. So now I know they had a bunch of guys like entering the transfer portal before they announced the coach.
Yep.
Like if any of them kind of just said, "Oh, we're staying after."
Nobody's come out yet and have declared that they're coming back to IU and staying out of it.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that I absolutely loved from them, though, Coach Woodson, he made a comment that the transfer portal works two ways. You guys want to get out.
People want to come in now.
But, right, the people want to come in, but there's a couple of you we may not want.
So once you enter it, we can kind of say, like, you can't come back.
Yeah, like, hey, you look at Rocket Watts up at Michigan State, just entered the portal. And
Did he really?
Yeah.
I didn't see that. Oh, wow.
It was just the other day. Tyler was telling me about it. And, Izzo came out with a statement and said, it was a mutual decision that it's probably in his best interest to move on, and he'd always be a Spartan, blah, 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 and he's going on his way. So,
oh, wow.
So that was the thing that I was excited about with him is, fellas, you're coming in, one of those I'd love to have you, but I don't need you type thing,
Right.
and there's some of you that don't deserve to wear the Indiana across the jersey and, enter the portal and head out of Bloomington.
Yeah, that's got to get you fired up.
Yeah. So, and I think he's already starting to tap into the transfer portal on his end to get some guys in that he thinks can, it can help him play. So.
Do you think he'll run more of a pro-styled offense?
Yeah, I'm fired up about his offense, but
yeah.
Oh God, yeah. He
probably already been breaking down film.
The sets he's going to come in with. I can't wait to break down Indiana tape next year. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah. So you mentioned that Dave Fife might be one of his assistant coaches. You guys are big time friends, right? You're on a texting basis. How's that? Has he said anything to
Fife's
you?
killing me. He's making me look like a chump.
Yeah.
But
not to get off of college basketball, just before Jack gets on there, I have a question for you guys. How do you feel about the NFL going to 17 games?
I love it. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not a huge NFL fan, but I love it.
I love the idea of having 17 games. It's
sucks
just
for the
like
players.
The players are coming
Sucks
out really battling it, which I can understand.
But
in
it's
their
an extra.
aspect.
That's an extra game on the body. You know what I mean?
But no, I don't know what they decided. But I know the argument's coming in on the NFL side. What are they doing with the preseason?
3 games.
Right. So they took away one. Right. So that final preseason game, those guys are using that as a tune-up anyway.
True.
Let's play. Let's make this thing count.
So then, my whole thing is too, and I heard it on ESPN. I think it was Teddy Bruschi. Teddy Bruschi said it. Are you going to see some of these NFL teams kind of go like the NBA route of load management? Do you see any NFL teams kind of saying like, maybe with Alvin Kamara, I'm just thinking running back wise, like Alvin Kamara kind of.
If they had another wild card team, yeah, because 3/4 of the league will get in.
Yeah, I don't think in the NFL load management's much of an option.
Yeah,
because your opportunities to get into the playoffs
are very
few
slim
and far
compared
between
to basketball,
each game.
right.
Yeah. You could rest LeBron and these guys 2-3 games a clip, once a month here and there. It doesn't. Your
NFL
time
games,
is just
you got those games mean a lot more than an NBA, like you're saying, like an NBA game.
Yeah.
Week by week basis, you lose 3, you might not gain those week backs.
Real fired up too, because I think the Packers week, the 17th game is them and the Chiefs. That was what I wanted to see in the Super Bowl. If the Packers could have got the job done against the Bucs, but so that I think that might be week 17.
You going
Packers
out to
Chiefs. I don't know where it is. That'd be awesome, though, Aaron Rodgers. But then again, you don't buy tickets because what if they're both solidly in the playoffs and you're watching Chad Henne battle Jordan Love? Like, I ain't trying to see that.
Sounds like a great game.
Yeah,
What are
yeah,
you talking
awesome,
about?
awesome.
Yeah.
Next time Philly and Green
The
Bay
end of
play,
December.
we need to go out there if they play in Lambeau.
Yeah, I could
I ain't
take you
going.
down.
I ain't going to Philly. Screw that.
I'll take you down the
No way.
turnpike.
No way.
I'll take you down the turnpike.
I ain't going to
bud.
Philly, dude.
Come on.
No,
You're with me.
I'll take you to Appleton. Yeah.
You're
All
with
right.
me.
Well,
Oh, okay.
credit. Yeah. One more real quick thing on the NFL before Jack is done taking a dump. We're just gonna throw that out there. Jack had to take a dump.
Hopefully he's got 2 or 3 ply. And those fingers don't go right through.
Jesus. Could you imagine? Just like, whoop, right up.
Yep.
A nice little
As soon as
wormy.
he gets on. As soon as he gets on, Jack, clean your fingernails.
I was talking to him before you got up here. I want to get your thoughts. How do you feel about like pro days, right? All the quarterbacks now, like, oh my God, Justin Fields rolled to his left and threw 65. Oh, now
yeah.
he might be moving up the draft boards. But,
Pro days are great and all. Like, they show off what you have.
Zach
but,
Wilson was rolling to his left and flicked it to the right. Oh my God.
But my whole thing about pro days is, I don't know. Like, I think your game film is a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah, pro day.
Pro day is
If you
supposed to
screw
make
up
you
your-
look good. Like,
correct.
You're
Yeah.
supposed to look good on your pro day. Like,
Your coach is running it.
Yeah, like,
They're not going to put you in
They're not going to
positions
put you in a
to show your
situation.
flaws.
Exactly. Things you're not good at, you're not going to see on your pro day.
Yeah.
I'd rather see what you did on the field. Like that's the real film I want to see. Like pro days are cute and all, but they don't do anything for me.
So
stocks
naturally-
are going up though. It's like,
Yeah.
what?
Okay. Which goes right back to where I was talking, and you that's why you tried to aggravate me earlier when you started this conversation with me about the whole quarterback thing. So I think we should just sit back, write this down. Right? We're gonna
Oh, it's
We don't.
recording, so
Yeah, we don't need to
it
write
down.
yeah,
anything
but-
down.
but
21st century,
keep
bud.
it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
start.
yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
But write it down. You know, you got Trevor Lawrence, you got the Wilson kid, and you have
Some of the stuff
you just
Wilson
said from
does is super
Mac,
talented. Mac Jones.
right.
I'm hearing
So,
people aren't really.
but
too
I'm saying
high up
all
on him.
I'm
On who?
saying is
Mac Jones.
all I'm saying is take those 3, right? Okay, we watch the draft. They go. Let's just say they go 1, 2, 3,
They might.
right? But again, what kind of year are they going to have? Where are they going to be at
Oh, I
year
don't-
2? Where are they going to be at? You know,
Yeah.
like
Here's
Yeah.
the thing, and this
Right.
is wild. So right, the 49ers. I know you probably don't keep up on. The 49ers made that wild trade. They
Up
traded.
to
Yeah, they traded. So they were 12th.
Uh-huh.
So do you know their trade?
no.
Okay, so they were 12th. They traded with Miami, who had the 3rd overall pick.
yes.
Okay.
They traded 12.
Oh, this is why
a
Mac
third
Jones-
rounder, a third
Yeah.
rounder,
Right.
and 2 future first rounders to move up to a 3. People think that they're going to draft Mac Jones because he fits like that's the quarterbacks
That
that
system.
Shanahan. What are we doing? Like, look at the
again, this is another terrible decision.
awful decision.
Go through again. What did they give up for a quarterback?
This year's first, so 12 overall.
Okay,
A 3rd round this year.
right.
And 2 future
Their next 2 round picks. So 3 first rounders, which is what people were saying you could get Deshaun Watson for. Like, you want Deshaun before, his stuff was going on, and Russell Wilson.
Or you get a big time left tackle, a big time corner, and a big time pass rusher
Right.
I know. I'm saying.
I agree.
I'm saying if you're
for
gonna
Mac Jones.
I'm saying if you're gonna trade that stuff for like Russell Wilson or like by all means, like sure, give it out. You know what he can do. But you're gonna trade Mac Jones, like, because everyone says okay, Jimmy Garoppolo was a Shanahan guy. Kirk Cousins. Well, Jimmy Garoppolo was drafted in the 2nd round. Kirk Cousins was a 3rd rounder. Who else has he had? Matt Schaub.
Let's
Okay,
not
Matt Schaub
forget
was like
the
6th
greatest
round.
quarterback of all time was drafted in the 6th
But
round.
I'm saying those guys.
So
Those guys were.
what's the point of moving up and getting a guy in
Well,
the
you don't
first
get,
round?
you don't get, but I'm saying those guys were drafted right, and they fit Shanahan's system, but they were drafted so late. You traded
Right.
a franchise-altering trade to get Mac Jones, who is literally out of the top 5 quarterbacks, the 5th most physically gifted.
Yeah.
And you can't, and you're holding on to the fact that he might be able to process the game kind of like Tom Brady. What are we doing here? I just wanted to get that out.
You feel
But-
better now?
Yeah, no, but I just saw because Justin Fields had a pro day, and they're like, oh, buzz on Justin Fields because of his pro day. He's throwing out in shorts and a T-shirt.
It's really easy to make these throws, too, when nobody's breathing down your neck.
Well, I mean,
so.
easy. I don't know. Easy. Not for guys that are going to make the NFL. Like, I couldn't do it.
Well, there's a reason that he's
Well,
going the NFL.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Those throws are easy to
Yeah.
like. Let's not.
I mean, no, don't get me wrong.
Some of a spade.
Some of
There's
the
a reason
thing-
you're a hooper.
Yeah, some of the things. Some of the,
They compare himself to CD Lamb, though.
How is your knee, by the way?
dude, I think it's 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't 100% before I went down, but
not
it's on.
hurt.
It's back to.
So
not
if
hurting
you
you
were
hitting
to go down to Spartan Stadium one of these days and put on a show for the kids, you think you'd be able to do it?
Let's do a Hooper Pro Day
Oh my!
and put it on
God.
Instagram.
Yeah, this is.
Instagram Live at Hooper Pro Day.
Dude, I want to.
40 the shuttle.
Yo, this
We'll
is.
put him through rounds.
No, this is.
I can't throw because of my shoulder. Thanks, Tom. But
But
Yo,
you
this
can
is,
run.
This is no lie. I've had this thought. Like,
I thought you were gonna
with
say
the-
knee problems.
No,
I was
no,
gonna
No,
say
he
no.
wants to do a pro day.
no, with the original three, like back in the day, I know we would never be able to get Chuff to do it, but like you know how we had to do those
gotta
like
get Chuff on here.
physical, like the PE test, the president's whatever physical test when you're in elementary school.
like pull-ups,
The-
push-ups.
Yeah,
Just like do
presidential
it
fitness.
and like the combine and just see who could do the best. Like have like and just make a whole ordeal out of it and
Should
show
we
them a
put money
video.
on this, or you guys just want to give me the money now?
No, I'm not saying. Well,
I ain't
Tom's
doing it.
But
I'm not
saying
exercising.
He's right. He's
No.
right.
No.
He
Jesus,
is.
Mary
you.
Joseph.
I'll
I knew he wasn't doing
Yeah.
it.
No, I'm saying, but
I'll take the
those would
video.
have been. Yeah,
I'll just take the money.
write down your scores.
like Barstool did the combine. Ever the Barstool Sports Combine?
I'm surprised they haven't come calling yet.
It's unbelievable, guys. We're big in Texas. I feel like their Texas demographic ain't really.
We should have. We
El
didn't go
Presidente.
back and look at our. After the show, we got to check our stats.
I've been checking them.
How we doing? We moving it?
Pennsylvania
moving the
and
needle in
Texas are now tied. 34% of our total audience.
That's good.
And Jay Runk's jumped
Runckel's
up.
listening.
No,
Yeah.
that's New York though. He's in New York.
Okay.
He's
I
in
was-
New York.
Yeah.
He's in the big.
He said
apple,
when
huh?
have we? I don't think in any of these episodes we gave our grandiose plan for when we start making these visual podcasts when you can actually watch them on YouTube.
Oh, that's a cute ringtone.
It's a new phone, dude.
That's adorable.
Right.
Sounds like my
That's-
grandmother's doorbell. The hell? I think I'm going back up the street for an ice cream or something when I was 12.
Oh my God.
Hi, Jack.
Hello, how is everyone doing?
There's Jack.
Better than Michigan.
Wow. Wow.
Right for the throat.
Right out of the gate.
Yeah, Michigan. I was
I'm
on a
sorry, but I had to.
I was on a nice little run. 6 in a row bets, and then Michigan just comes through and says, "Not today, bud."
It's just nice that Indiana didn't even make the tournament. North Carolina's out, and now Michigan's out, so I feel a little bit better.
Duke
Yeah.
also did not make the tournament.
I blame you, Hooper, for last time.
Why? Why?
Because right as the tip is about to start, hey, Jack, just
I
want to let you know,
This is true.
I just started gambling, and
I didn't just start
on a
gambling,
heater.
dude.
I'm on a heater six in a row,
Singles.
trying to make it 7 with Michigan.
Speaking about
You
gambling,
don't put
Jack
that out.
was a
You don't put that.
Hooper ruins everything with the tip.
You like the announcers that are like, this guy hasn't missed a free throw since Christmas. Like,
What does he do? Miss the next free throw.
Yo, and also, I don't appreciate the comment, the
What?
text someone sent
What?
when Jack sent the picture of.
Oh, that was me.
Yeah, Michigan
They
went
shoot
0
like
for 8.
Hooper.
Yeah, they shot like Hooper last night. How many times have I kicked your behind in horse in the gym?
That's because
Yeah.
my wrist is shot. bud.
Before the wrist was shot. Get
No
out of
way.
here with that.
No way.
Yeah, okay.
Oh man.
And we got the worst.
I,
we got the worst shooter in the Tanner family sitting to the left of me, according to the Troop Sports postgame
I,
show.
I
uh,
could still outshoot you.
Yeah, 100%.
I also another event over the weekend was hilarious was the Oklahoma State, Oregon State debacle.
That's a great
That,
story.
did you
Like-
see
like,
that Instagram video?
the
Did
first
Ty
time
show you
I-
that?
The first
Yeah.
time I thought it was like a mistake, and like it kept like
He kept
the
going.
text just kept coming through. Like Oklahoma State needs to do this. And wow, did you see this guy from Oklahoma State? And I'm like, did he realize it's Oregon State?
Yeah.
And then it got me thinking, and I want you to listen to this. All right, if you gave the 4 of us a map. And we had to write in the state of Oklahoma and write in the state of Oregon, like correctly identified on the map.
I could do it.
What what would we go? Like, we definitely want to go 8 for 8. Like, all four of us want to get them both correct.
I got Oregon for sure. Oklahoma, a little iffy.
Do you? I think Oklahoma's easier. Oregon, you get out there like that. It gets confusing up there. You've got both Dakotas. You got Washington and
just below
Oregon,
Washington.
are right next to each other. Like,
That's what I was thinking.
it's real easy to interchange the two. I think we'd be like 4 for 8, 5 for 8.
Well, I also think in terms of you getting on Tanner about that, for the people listening out there, one, you need to go to our Instagram, Chooping It Up Pod, and you definitely need to watch the video that Jack sent me making fun of Matt about that.
Yeah.
Because, like, it looks like, if you haven't seen it, Jack's never taken a selfie video. Like, he's like right up in the camera. He's just like, his whole face doesn't even fit in the screen. He's just like staring at it. Oh my God! Do yourself a favor.
It looks like he
go-
forgot his cheaters and he was reading a business card. You know?
Well, I just wanted to like let the viewers in on a little secret
I know.
that was going on. Like that's what do you do when you tell a secret? You lean in and tell the person the secret.
Yeah, like
You don't-
real, like
You don't lean back in a chair and say, "Let me tell you a little secret."
Jack was whispering in all the listeners' ears, just leaning into whisper.
It looked like you were going to chloroform somebody.
Oh my God!
So, Jack, you put in the group chat. Let's let the listeners know about the what was it? The last 2 minute or last minute and a half? What was it? That picture.
The last what?
For what? Oh, the missed shots.
The
It was a
Michigan
couple
game.
minutes.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Michigan game.
How
the
many-
last the last missed 8 field goals.
Yeah. How long was that for them?
It was the last 8 possessions.
Last
3
8
minutes
possessions.
and 3 seconds.
So, do you ever feel like? I mean, the shot by what was it? Wagner for the 3 to go up. What was it like?
Which
14
one?
seconds left.
Yeah.
14 seconds left or something like that.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you should have attacked at that point? Because it seemed like UCLA was kind of doing a little ice action where they weren't really hedging too hard. I feel like Wagner's.
Yeah, they just went underneath like that. I don't know. Like it's hard to like realistically in that situation. Like at the time, I was like, no, attack the basket. But when you think about it,
I mean, he's
you've
wide
got-
open.
you
talking about the step back?
Probably
That-
practice
when he went over the screen?
You probably practice coming off ball screens 1,000 times this year, and you say if the guy goes under, shoot it. And Wagner, unfortunately, he had a little bit of a cold streak in the NCAA tournament. I mean, during the regular season, I think he was like a 38% three-point shooter,
Right.
or a 39% three-point shooter. In the NCAA tournament, he was 2 for 16, and so clearly, like his psyche was a little messed up, and I feel terrible because like he was a key to Michigan's success this year, and I mean against Florida State he played really, really well, and like last night he just seemed off. The whole game from the opening tip, like it just felt off. Like
Yeah.
there's games like that, like you just know, like right from the opening tip, it's like something doesn't seem right here, and like there are so many key moments. Like I think I texted in the group chat when at the end of the first half, Michigan went coast to coast for a layup and then missed the 2 free throws. That would have and I texted my dad right as soon as it happened. I was like, those 2 free throws are going to come back and haunt them. And sure enough, there it was.
Yeah, that was a tough one, bud. I fell
Yeah.
asleep on the couch. I woke up with 30 seconds to go.
I was surprised that Jack was up to tell me that it was my fault after the game because it got over like midnight.
Around
Yeah, it
there.
was about midnight.
Surprised you were up. I read it. I'm like, I'll answer this in the morning.
I was counting sheep.
Wow.
Also, was it Dickerson?
Yeah, the freshman.
Yeah,
Dickinson.
Oh my God, some of his shots that he was making in the second half, just turning around and powering them off the backboard. They were going in,
Yeah.
some of them, but then
I think a key, like he obviously had a tremendous freshman year.
He's
But you
another one
saw
that
in
needs
the
a right.
tournament that he was he was starting to get towards the end of the season. He was getting scouted, and everyone was just forcing him right. So the next step in his development is being able to finish with his right hand because, and again, pressure. It's easier for us to sit back and be like, how can this kid be a Division I athlete and he can't go right? Well,
hold on, Jack.
In pressure situations, what do people do? They go back to what they're comfortable with.
Trace Jackson Davis couldn't go right for 2 years. He was a third-team All-American. I don't know what people are thinking.
Yeah.
Drives me nuts.
I mean, I don't know. I find it pretty impressive if you could still dominate with only one hand. That proves you that you're even better athlete.
I think didn't Larry Bird have like a ridiculous stat where
he played a whole game lefty,
entirely left?
Yeah,
lefty?
He said he was saving his right hand for the Lakers.
Yeah, that's just toying with people. That's different
Larry
than not
Bird's
being able to use it.
Best. The best.
Yeah, but it's really tough to swallow a loss like that. But at the same time, for Michigan, it was a tremendous season, especially after they were picked to finish towards the bottom of the Big Ten. They had they weren't sniffing any top 25 rankings, so they really exceeded expectations. It'll be interesting to see how they grow.
Howard comes back. Juwan Howard.
Where would he go?
Yeah, where the hell's he going?
Yeah, I was seeing some things that he was going NBA was.
Really?
Yeah. Nah. That's what I was seeing. I was like that NBA rumor mill. He might be going to the NBA.
But that's got to be his dream job, coaching Michigan, right?
I think his.
I'm just curious if you guys thought so. I didn't think he was.
I think
guys,
his.
Jesus, let's get off my neck.
I think his family is in the root. Everyone there has bought into being at the University of Michigan, and I wouldn't be surprised if eventually he tried to test the NBA waters, but I don't see him doing it just yet.
Yeah. It sucks when your team loses, but it's certainly once the sting's over, it makes it a hell of a lot easier to watch the Final Four when you don't have a dog in the fight.
Yeah.
The Final Four is going to stink.
Wow.
What?
No, I mean, bitter party of two here. Like what?
Jesus.
Party of one, whatever, but.
Yeah, you're bitter.
Someone's mad.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. I would much rather watch the Final Four with a dog in the fight.
Yeah,
the whole time I'm going to sit there saying, "Oh, Michigan should be playing in this game."
Even though you took Florida State to beat them.
right. Where he's hedging his bet 2 weeks ago.
Psychology.
Yeah, I got you.
Psychology. But so let's get off of Michigan for a second. We were talking a little bit throughout the weekend about our not defensive, but this basketball philosophy. Would we have fouled for UCLA? What was it? UCLA playing Oregon State, I believe?
Alabama.
No, thank you.
Alabama.
Yeah. And that last couple seconds when they hit that three to tie it and then take it into OT, we were kind of all going back and forth a little bit. I said I would love the foul. Up 3, however many seconds left. You can only get 2 on the free throw line. I'm a big fan of fouling in that situation. I don't know about you guys. How do you guys all feel about that?
I remember texting you guys saying I was mad. You guys were like, what? It's going into overtime. They almost killed my bet. I just wanted the game to end.
That's when I told you. I was at a coaching clinic last year, and I heard an interesting rule that
I remember you talking about this.
Now, so, and it has to be you have to think about situations for the 5 listeners at home.
I'll hang up this phone right now, Jack. Don't think I will.
No Grasso's listening.
You have to think about.
This is why this is your last episode.
If it's a situation where the other team might be trying to intentionally miss a free throw if you do foul, because that's the thing.
They're making that first, missing that second. Right.
Missing the first, trying to make the second if you foul. And the concern is a lot of people would say, well, I analyze based on what's our rebounding thing. Well, an interesting rule in the rule book is that if you commit a violation on a free throw, the rule is that if the shot goes in, it counts. If it doesn't go in, the free throw shooter gets another shot.
Right.
So what some teams have been doing is in that situation they foul, and to be honest with you, UCLA wasn't in a position to foul, and part of that was because they picked up, like I would have loved to have seen them put someone on the basketball and force them to catch it closer towards.
Yeah, they kind of
Their
gave him a
own
free
basket.
run right down
Like
the
they gave
down
them,
the,
yeah, they gave
down the
them,
court.
yeah. It was like a pass to half court and then a dump off, so there was no position to foul. But then the point of the story is, though, if you intentionally commit the violation, now there's only a second or two on the clock. They have to make the second free throw. Like teams could keep like standing there like they're going to box out, and they fall over into the lane. And, now the guy gets another free throw. We committed the violation again. Until eventually he's going to make the free throw.
Right.
And now the best, you're up one or two, depending on what happened on the first free throw. And now you just have to get the ball in bounds. And in that, too, like realistically, you can kind of mess your whole goal is just to get the clock to run out.
Mm-hmm.
But it was an interesting concept. It's obviously in those situations something that you have to have a clear philosophy on. Everyone has to know what your philosophy is. It has to be practiced. But I thought that was an interesting idea to use the rules to your favor. And it'll be interesting to see if more teams try to do that moving forward. But it just
right.
I think one of the things in a lot of the games that we saw this weekend, because we're talking about like into games and a bunch of them, but like there were some good games this year, and one of the good ones was UConn Baylor women's. Like that was a remarkable
Then kind
game.
of going off of that game is Tom,
And-
your a big pet peeve is
not putting guys on the
or females.
guys or girls on the free throw line.
Why do you not like that so much? Explain to our listeners why you don't like that.
You can't
give
you can't allow them to clean rebound and get up the floor. You only have your free throw shooter to defend the ball at that particular time.
Even if you put your guards in there just to give them, just to bother them a little bit.
Yeah. And I know the counter is, well, I don't want my guys or girls to foul somebody in that position 90 feet from the basket. But again, it's something that you're going to practice and
perfect almost.
They've got to know the situation.
Yeah.
That you're not looking for you per se the offensive rebound as much as we're just trying to get them up the floor a little slower.
Zigzag up the court.
Correct. And it just nothing ever good happens typically out of that arrangement.
Right.
That you drastically benefit from it that way.
Right. Absolutely.
And the thing is, too, in that situation, you're teaching them you're not going
like
for the rebound.
stole
You're in there to you're in there to slow the other team down and force them to take time off the clock.
Right.
And I think ultimately what all this comes back to, though, because what we're talking about was in the Baylor game, it appeared that there was a clip. If you rewatch the game, which I'm sure a lot of people DVR'd all the games this weekend, I know I did. If you rewatch the game, Baylor's coaching staff was clearly it almost looked like they were arguing over what they wanted to do in that situation. And I think you have to, in late game situations, you have to have a clear plan of here's what we're going to do, and if we get in this situation, here's what we're going to run, or here are one or two things that we're going to run, and it has to be practice, and then that's what we're going with.
Right, absolutely.
And I think it's almost similar to like in schools when we prepare kids for emergency situations. It's the same type of thing. Why do we prepare kids for emergency situations? So if the actual emergency happens, they're in that stressful time, it's been practiced where their body can naturally take them to what needs to happen. And in these games, like the amount of pressure that are on these kids, the amount of pressure that are on these coaches to perform, it's ridiculous. And the games get super, super fast. So the ability to kind of slow down and process what's going on can be difficult. But I think it goes back to having you're failing to prepare is preparing to fail. Like you just have to be prepared in those situations. And there was just some situations this weekend that you hate to be critical, but it just seems like the speed of the game kind of got the best of some people, and maybe not. Maybe it's just not executed, or it's just different philosophies. But I'd be curious to see what some coaches were thinking in some of the situations, just to learn more and see, hey, this is what we were trying to do, and this is where it went right, and this is where it went wrong.
Wow, great point, Jack. Do you want to break? Do you want to take a sip of glass of water or something, man? Like, Jesus, man, Joseph.
You took a dig saying, for the 5 listeners. Well, you just chased 3 of them off. Now we're down to 2.
I think it's a great thing.
You brought me on. We brought
you on to talk.
I think one of them.
And then when I come on, it's
Runko's one of them.
It's like no, start.
Listen, man, I'm happy. I'm just asking if you wanted a sip of water. Don't get mad at me.
It's Hooper taking shots.
I'm happy you're talking. I love the points you bring up.
It's Hooper.
Bud, you took a shot.
Usually...
You took a shot at the podcast first, talking about the 5 listeners. So you think I'm not going to give it back to you? You're out your damn mind.
But speaking of that, Jack, I think it's so cool when you look at those situations and you see the head coach go to one of his assistants and say, "Hey, do you have anything here?" Or what do you think in this situation? And you see those assistants kind of like take the board. They give you a player. They're saying, hey, we got to do this on defense. Like, that's why you brought them on your staff. That's why you trust them trust their word. You brought them there so you can listen to them. You respect their decisions. And if you don't know what you really want to do and they might know what they want in that situation, you go to them in those types of critical moments.
Shout out to Kyle Chuff
for
letting
really
you do
cool
that.
It is really cool seeing some of these coaches be empowered. It just, I think, goes to show that in these programs, it takes an entire village to make the program run and operate effectively. It's not, obviously the head coach has a vision, but it takes everyone buying into that vision, and it definitely takes the support of all of their assistants, and you think about the amount of time that those assistants spend in game prep. Like it's hard. Like think about the way the NCAA tournament's set up. Like because you're playing on a quick turnaround. So like realistically, each assistant probably is taking a game or taking a team where you're in charge of looking at.
There's a chance we might play this team, so you have to take them. You're breaking them
for
down.
This week. Yeah, and that's your sole responsibility is breaking down the team. That's a tremendous amount of pressure, but it's still saying that, hey, we have a lot of faith in you and your ability. That's why you're on our staff, and we're trusting you in this situation.
So, Jack, if you're, let's say you're UCLA, okay? Hooper's on your staff. Which of the remaining 3 Final Four teams do you put Hooper in charge of?
Houston.
Jack, here's a question for you.
With conviction, Houston. I was thinking the same thing, Jack. This is why you're on the podcast, man.
You're the head coach of UCLA again. You call a timeout. You're like, Hoop, you got to play for you. You got to play for me. He draws on the board 4 players and says, I don't care what the 5th player is. Do you let him go out with the net? Do you let him go out with that play? Do you let him say, "Hey, we're gonna rock with this"?
No, Hooper.
I would bet that Hooper would actually have he'd be that guy that has like a play or two that he would wait for all season.
Right. So is
not wrong.
So his first question would be, Coach, no problem. 4 players or 5 players?
Wow. Listen, guys. It was one time, all right? It was one time. It wasn't during a game. It was just on a whiteboard session in the back, man. I forgot for a second.
That's even worse. You had more time to think about it.
I did hear him during the course of a junior high girls basketball game this year tell a girl, don't look lost. That was
Look like you belong out here.
Yeah, don't look lost.
Dude,
she looked lost.
When I see Ryan Boynton. He's
Oh, what a name.
when he did one of our JV games. I was there, and I guess I used the word imperative, but then I realized no one on the floor knew what imperative meant. So I was like, guys, it is imperative that we box out. Like, true, like, I don't even know what was in my mind.
They
Again,
all had to
game
look
gets
at you like
fast,
you had 6 heads.
right?
So
And,
was Boynton
when he turned at
confused,
me-
or was he on your page?
No, he turned at me and, like, start looking. I go, that means it's really, really, really important. And then you saw them all go, oh, okay, yeah, all right, we got it.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Matt, do you ever use any lingo like that? Imperative?
No, the lingo I use, you probably couldn't put on the broadcast.
Probably right. Like during the course of a game, though, do you yell it to them when they're down there?
Yeah, I
Like, hey, let's have him box out, guys.
That's more like in the huddle and whatnot, but
I'm saying, like,
no, I don't use imperative.
okay.
No,
All right.
I say he's a bucket a lot. He's a
They
bucket.
understand that.
They know what it
they
means,
know that.
or take them, or something like that. But they hear that enough from their parents, so I gotta kind of pull them back in.
So at the varsity level in high school, you're obviously scouting, and you know exactly what the other team has. But when you play like exhibition games and that, like the JV games, or even when you get at the younger levels, like 7th and 8th grade, like you don't really know what the other team has at that level, and you get that one kid that like wasn't on any varsity scouting reports, and he's, as Matt just said, a bucket. And you're standing there, and the kid makes, like, a ridiculous move. And you're just like, wow, great move, right? And, like, you'll see, like, people, like, looking at you funny. Like, why are you congratulating the other team's kid? But, like, sometimes you just, like,
You respect the game.
kids
You
do
just
think that it's,
respect
like,
the game.
yes. That's why we're in it. And sometimes, like, when a kid's going to make a nice move, and there's nothing you can do.
Now, when you just said, as Matt said, that kid is a bucket, I imagine at your house you gave air quotes. Like you did the finger thing, like a bucket, just by how you said it. That's what I'm picturing in my mind.
Maybe.
He did.
Yeah.
All right, maybe. All right,
for the
maybe.
listener, that's for the listeners to interpret.
Yep.
Oh man, I love this stuff.
So
man. I
this
do.
weekend, do
Big
we
podcasters.
think that Baylor and
I think Baylor and Gonzaga make it to the final. Yes, I think Baylor wins, just so I can win my bracket. Hopefully.
Which game is going to be the better game?
Houston.
Yeah,
I think
Baylor.
the Houston-Baylor game definitely going to be the better game. I think we were saying before you came on is UCLA covers though. Whatever, I don't know how many points they're getting yet. It's
Jack,
probably
we know
gonna
you're
change.
we know you're a big gambler, Jack.
You degenerate, you.
I do not gamble.
So for
he travels with a big 6-wheel.
Wherever it goes, he goes.
yeah.
Mom, I'm hungry.
Yeah, is that one that you could I don't
You
even
had
remember.
$17 to eat, son. Where are you putting this food?
Ma, I thought 555 was gonna hit.
It's all fun and game. It's all fun and games.
Till you're broke.
I work hard for my money. The viewers at home, when I was little, I would
Didn't know the value of a dollar.
Spend my wallet. Yes, exactly right. I would go to all the local church picnics and festivals that occur in northeastern PA in the summer, and I would.
He's a traveling instant bingo guy.
My dinner would be a pizza Frita, and then I was spending all the other money on like
would be one
big
pizza
6 wheels and instant bingos, and that's not. You work for your money. You don't gamble. And
I used to crush
was
instant
going
bingo.
overboard.
Instant bingo's fun.
I used to
man.
love the big wheel.
That was.
You were looking for the red. The red was the 50, right?
That was addictive.
Would you be the one at a time guy, or would you just give it like?
No, blast them all
like,
open.
Yeah.
I remember like.
Well, you know if you're winning or not after the first one. It's either
I
bubble letters or
remember
it's
the old
not.
ladies. I remember the old ladies just sitting there and just tearing them open, but while they were playing actual bingo, like they would get like a set of cards,
Dude, that's
like
wild.
between the rounds.
That's legit.
Yeah.
Did you sit next to them or across from them?
No, I didn't play bingo.
Oh,
I just remember seeing them. I'd be like, wow.
Yeah, you just take the
It's a lot
ticket long ways, fold it in half, rip them open, throw it in the garbage, or collect your cash.
Yeah.
Get through them like you're eating pistachios.
You can never just have one.
Right.
What were we saying prior to that?
About the games.
Yeah.
But I feel like while you're thinking about that, it's a good time to let the listeners and you guys know where the Chooping It Up challenge stands in terms of our brackets we filled out.
I'm out.
I did the math. Actually, no, because you have Gonzaga winning it. So if Gonzaga wins, you're going to win.
Oh, nice.
So as of right now, me and Matt are tied for the lead with 56 points. I cannot actually score any more points because I don't have any teams left. I was 0 for 4.
There's the disclaimer.
I was 0 for 4 when it came to Final Four teams.
I was 2 for 4.
Or wait, no, I have Gonzaga. Sorry. So actually, I think I could still win this. So me and Tanner at 56. Jack, you were 2 behind us at 54, and then Tom's bringing up the rear at 48.
Mr. Basketball. Jesus, Marion
That's-
Joseph,
that's
you're
what-
struggling this year.
That's
Getting killed.
Speaking of that,
Tom's, that's payback for Tom.
that is payback.
Payback for what?
Just knowing basketball all the time. How's Natalie
No,
and
because
Madison?
you were talking crap on Hoop at the beginning, and that was what your karma was. Second of all, how are we at these numbers when a couple weeks ago you texted us and said that we had like numbers in the 70s?
Because
Well, then-
Hooper was going by like 15 points a game.
What?
I don't know
He
why
made
we're
up his
looking
own. He
this
made up his own
too.
scoring.
This is the only pool where you have to guess your standing.
No, so I went with Tom's 30. What is it? 32 points around or
32
something.
points
Yeah.
around.
So I just did that. So that's what we came up with. So essentially, if it ends up Gonzaga Baylor, if Gonzaga wins, Jack wins the pool. If Baylor wins, Matt wins. You and I are out of it.
We're out. Yeah.
Unless
Best of luck.
UCLA and Houston win, then me and Matt will split.
Natalie's winning in a landslide right now at the house.
Said she had 3 out of 4 Final Four teams, right?
Yeah. Dawn's in second place.
She has 3 out of 4.
I'm in third, and Madison's in fourth right
Oh my
now.
God, Madison has to be sick about that.
Oh yeah, she's not happy.
Madison start working out at all yet with basketball?
Come on.
Ah man, I gotta get in her ear. I'll get in her ear.
All right, guys. Well, happy Easter to everyone.
You
Yeah.
too,
Back
bud.
at ya.
Hey,
So,
happy Easter.
I appreciate you having me on the pod. It looks like we
Appreciate
have
you
one
calling,
more
bud.
Hey,
to
are you
do if I'm invited.
going to be able to
But-
stay up and watch that second game with the Easter Bunny coming on Sunday?
Oh yeah. What? The game's on it. Isn't the first game? Isn't the first game at like? The first game's at like.
Don't hurt yourself now.
5:30,
Don't
right?
hurt yourself.
You frazzled him, dude.
I couldn't have said it better
Second
myself.
Do you get
Second
you still get an
game's on
Easter
at, like,
basket?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Especially.
Do you have to find
Especially
it?
now that I'm.
He
not when I.
He makes
not
Kara
when I
hide
was-
it on him. Yeah.
No, not when I was like. Not when I was like living at home. No, but now like my mom like sends us like nonstop. Like every holiday we get something.
Jack,
nice. Good
Jack,
for
my
you.
biggest Easter advice to you is a box of smidgens usually comes with about 30 of them. If you see more than 30 smidgens around the house, they're not smidgens. Stay away.
Oh god, that
All right.
bellow.
That was a great joke, Tom.
Yeah.
All right, I will see you guys later.
All right, Jack.
Jack,
Good-
always a pleasure, bud.
Good night. I'm sure you're ready for bed. Good night. We'll talk to you next time.
Check your fingernails.
Bye.
Oh,
Check your
Marion Joseph.
Oh, God.
I don't know what's funnier, cracking on him, or the fact that
His like half
he
laugh.
that he doesn't know what we were referencing until he listens to the show.
I think we're gonna get a text in the group saying you guys really said that about me.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah. This site we're looking at is just sad. It's just depressing.
And the undisclosed.
In the undisclosed, what are you doing? That's
been
breaking
just-
stuff. Unbelievable.
Oh boy.
That's another bill you're gonna get, Tom.
Hooper.
But I'll tell you what, I was Tom's savior this year.
For what?
You were my savior for what?
Yeah, all the games I worked, I was your savior, man.
You did come in clutch during COVID.
I'm in Tom's good graces right now. So
You are.
I mean,
Hooper's on that
I
far
have-
other side.
Listen.
I have that get out of free jail
Listen.
card right now in my back pocket.
I feel like I just used mine. Potentially. Maybe this turns into nothing. I imagine it's going to turn into something. But maybe this turns into nothing.
But
here's the thing.
Get out of jail free
No, no.
card.
Well,
If you never had
it
one.
would be this. It
If
would be
you never
this.
had
It
one,
would be
though.
this.
Right.
No, well, no.
When did you get it?
Listen, bud. During the basketball season, obviously, listen,
You're not allowed to bud me right now.
during the basketball. Listen, Paul. During the basketball season, let's be honest.
Okay.
Broadcast that I was on, numbers were up. Jen Ricky definitely coming back to sponsor more things because I probably sold her
So how you-
thousands of dollars worth of and made you look
We're
good.
still
made me-
trying to figure out how you have the
So
jail
go-
out of free color.
Yeah.
So I feel like I did
All
such a
right.
good job making you look good that
So your project is to figure out. Give me a G&M snack bar ad read down at the Southside bowling lanes.
right now, or could I work on it for next one?
No, you got to come up with one real. You're good at coming up real quick.
Well, no, with all those ad reads, I had the general layout, and then I just kind of went off script. I'm not great with a couple of them. I did make, but once you do so many ad
All
reads
right.
over and over and over again,
So
it's like
okay, so for the next show, you're opening with an ad read.
Oh,
it's
awesome.
gotta be like mid show, dude.
Mid-show?
Ad read right out of the gate.
All right, so we mentioned our sponsor at the beginning. Ad read in the middle.
Yo, you think?
Mention
Yeah,
at
I
the
like
end.
that idea.
Yo, you think you could have Grasso send a couple bacon, egg, and cheesers up for the next time we
Maybe,
like a tray or something?
absolutely. Make sure
Shoot, I'll pay for them.
you gotta make sure you tell him that Chooping It Up sent you, so he knows,
Yeah.
so he gets an idea that
Yeah.
People
'cause-
are actually listening.
his
and-
hard-earned money is going to good use here with this sponsorship.
And also, we really want so the Choop special is like a McDonald's coffee thing, but maybe it
You're
could
not-
really.
You can't say the Choop special. You can't just switch it like that. It's got to be like the Chooper or something.
Maybe it could be like a real thing though, a real special. McDonald's ain't.
You never know.
You know,
Never know.
we'll work on it.
Yeah, that's your
If he ha-
project.
well, no, if he has any ideas, he could get us a signature snack.
Oh boy.
We'll have to go down and do a show in the
In the snack bar.
in the snack bar.
Oh,
and
that'll be awesome.
Oh.
see what
Heck
what
of
we
a
have.
strike on lane 27.
Hoop, did you just see that old lady fall right down on 13?
Oh my God. You guys are horrible.
Oh, God. Well,
I just
Pocket
had a couple
shots.
Things, had a couple things pop in my head. I was like, oh, you cannot say that, Matthew.
yeah,
Good thing. Hey, I grew up thinking about what I say before I say it.
that's good.
Baby
That's
steps,
good.
bud. Baby steps.
Mary Ruth will be proud.
I hope so. I hope so. We're still Russell. I'm still waiting on.
Yeah. Might be waiting a little long.
Yeah, he still wants to like drop kick me.
All right. All
All
right,
right,
well,
boys.
we done?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Got a
That's a
great
wrap.
view, though. We're all standing up now, just looking out.
Head into the Final Four.
Into the final.
Let's go Baylor.
How we get? What are we doing? When are we back on?
I don't know.
We gotta
Tuesday,
decide that.
right?
Are we gonna do a post tournament wrap up show?
Sure.
That's the next episode.
Tuesday, Wednesday.
And then we'll move back on.
Yeah.
Get out of tournament mode.
And maybe we'll get out of this location and go to the
Move
other
to,
location. Tiki torches, Hawaiian shirts, all
Yes.
the fun stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Move to baseball and NFL preseason.
Yeah.
Oh no, we'll have basketball still. NBA.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
All right.
All right, guys.
All right.
All right, Texas and John Runco up there in New York. We'll catch you next time.
It's been a pleasure.
Enjoy.